Joining us today for Primetime Local News is Amy Newdorf and Lauren Bill-Crowley with the Hills of Peace Youth Camp. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Of course, no problem. Glad to be able to have you both on here. I saw a post about this online. Now, I want to start off with asking, what organization is hosting this summer camp for youth here in the city?
So it's through the Community of Christ Church, and then Hills of Peace Campgrounds is where the camp is actually located, about 20 kilometers by Provost, Alberta.
And do you happen to know how many years this camp has been around for youth here in the city?
Well, I've attended for as long as I could. The camp actually starts off as young as the age around 8, and that's our junior camp program, and then transitioning into the youth camp, which is around age 12, graduating high school. And between those two, it's been around for decades and decades, I want to say. My parents attended, actually, Lauren's mom and my mom attended together way back in the day. So it's been around for quite some time.
Well, from already seeing it online, it definitely seems like this camp offers quite a lot of activities and everything for kids to enjoy at this camp. So can you kind of expand a bit more on what is all involved in it and what people can expect when they're participating in it and coming to join?
At youth camp, we have a lot of different types of programming. It really varies year to year on what we decide to plan. We have a couple staple things that we continue to offer the kids when it comes to our Camp Cup, which is like our big challenges that we have each night on each team. One of the big ones that we've hosted that gets some successful products is a Nailed It challenge. As I'm sure everybody's seen the Nailed It show on Netflix, and the kids' creativity really comes to life. This year, we're going to do a debate class. We think that'd be kind of fun to integrate some of the at-home skills that kids may have learned over the past couple of years into that. We've had our last day festivity. We've had Orbis Sports come out with bubble soccer, archery tag, the big bubble on the water, and then previously as well in 2019, when our last camp was, we had Redneck Yacht Club, which was a whole bunch of floaties on the water, and we had a huge obstacle course, like the inflatable ones that we had up for kids to participate in. So there's lots of different things that we have hosted.
Oh, well, it definitely sounds like it's a fun time for all the kids out there. And I didn't know for sure, was this camp allowed to be around right now throughout the pandemic? And if it wasn't, how does it feel to be able to have this back now for this year?
It warms my heart. It gives me chills, and Hills of Peace Campground has been something that is so near and dear to all of our hearts, and not being able to have in-person camps for the past 2.5 years has made it very difficult. We've tried doing virtual camps online, but it's just those in-person connections will never be the same as what they are. So I know we have a lot of kids coming back this year, a lot of staff that we are all extremely close, and we're very excited to see each other and just get back into the game.
Yes.
And even before that break due to the pandemic, were you seeing some strong support from families and seeing a lot of youth joining and signing up for this camp in previous years?
Definitely. We have a lot of kids that as they age out of camp, they then in turn can join the LIT program, which teaches them how to be a counselor on staff once they've turned 21. And I don't think that there's a single camper that we've had that after they graduate, that they're not itching to be on staff, being part of the culture and the environment and the team building that forms between staff members. So.
Well, it's really great to hear about that strong support from families for these summer camps every year. Gotta let the youth out there have some fun and see some positivity every summer. And why would you say it is so important to have this camp every summer for youth? Why would you say it's something nice for kids to have?
It gives a really good sense of community. Even though it is a church camp, a lot of it is faith-based. So we're still giving a lot of the same structure that you would have in and around a church setting, but in a different environment. It provides a community and really a second family. As Lauren and I can both attest to, we've been together for 6 years now, and I look forward to our friendship. I look forward to that camaraderie that we build together, and same with the other staff. And I can say that there's a handful of friends that I've made since attending when I was going into grade 3 that are still my lifelong friends. So
True.
That's very good to hear. And for finding more information, of course, for, families that may not have heard about this youth camp and they're kind of watching this, where can people look online, especially for the registration and when the deadline is, just to kind of know all that information?
So they can actually go to www.cwm.events, and it has all the information on there. It has the registration deadlines for youth camp specifically. Our deadline is July 31st. We do have a little bit of leeway for kids that are still on the fence, but we really encourage everybody to register by that deadline so that we can plan accordingly. And then our youth camp or our junior camp as well, that is happening August 20th to 24th for the younger kids. Their registration deadline closes on August 6th, which we actually want to give them a really big push. They're really struggling for registration numbers right now, and we would hate to see that event canceled. So
Perfect. Well, hopefully this helped get the word out there. And thank you both again so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
thank you so much.
Thank you.